Welcome everyone. Today we're diving into a fascinating topic that might not sound immediately exciting at first glance, but trust me, it's got some tasty implications. We're talking about differentiation and how it relates to food security and the analysis of food textures. Now you might be wondering, differentiation? In food? Absolutely. So let's break it down together.
Wait, what? That sounds super intriguing. I mean, differentiation in a culinary context? How does that even work? I'm already lost. Laughs.
Great question. At its core, differentiation is a technique in mathematics that helps us understand how changes in one quantity reflect changes in another. Imagine this. You're baking a cake and you decide to add more sugar. If we look at the texture of the cake, it changes, right? It might become more moist or dense. That's differentiation in action, where small changes lead to significant results.
Ooh, so you're saying if I changed, like, the amount of flour, I would see a difference in the cake too? Wow. That's kind of like a science experiment, right? Did you ever have a cake flop because you added too much of something?
Oh, absolutely. I remember this one time I was experimenting with a chocolate cake recipe. I was feeling adventurous, so I added some extra cocoa powder thinking, more chocolate equals better. But it turns out, it just made the cake really dry and crumbly. Major flop. And that's the thing. Through differentiation, we can precisely see how increasing or decreasing ingredients changes the texture and the outcome.
Oh my gosh. Laughs. A chocolate cake disaster? That sounds like me in the kitchen. So with companies and chefs working together, they're kind of like math wizards too? You're saying they use math to create the perfect snack? That's wild.
Exactly. Food companies and chefs utilize these mathematical derivatives to optimize product textures. It's like they're chefs and mathematicians all rolled into one. They want to create the perfect snack or meal that balances those qualities and makes sure it's still accessible to everyone. For example, have you ever considered how potato chips are so perfectly crunchy?
Potato chips. Yum. So you're telling me that if they want a crunchier chip, they literally do math? That blows my mind. But what about other foods? Can differentiation help with things that are, less crunchy, like mashed potatoes?
Great question. Yes, definitely. For mashed potatoes, the texture is all about how you treat those potatoes. If you overmash them, you release too much starch, which can make them gummy. Not the fluffy texture you want. Here, differentiation helps in understanding the relationship between the consistency of the potatoes and the method you use. Chefs know exactly when to stop mashing for that perfect creaminess.
That's amazing. So math really is the secret ingredient to fluffy mashed potatoes? I can't wait to impress everyone at dinner. Do you think chefs have a math cheat sheet in the kitchen? Laughs.
You might not see a cheat sheet, but chefs often have a rich understanding of these principles through experience. And that leads us to the link with food security. If you can optimize textures and make food products more appealing just through these small mathematical adjustments, you can reduce food waste and ensure that more people enjoy what's available, thus enhancing nutritional value and health.
Whoa, that's so cool. So using math to save the world? One bowl of mashed potatoes at a time? Do you think people would be more interested in math if they knew it was, in their favorite foods? What do you think?
Absolutely. If we can highlight these connections between math and something so universal as food, it could change perceptions dramatically. So many people see math as just some abstract science, but when they realize it plays a role in what they eat every day, like their favorite snacks or meals, it creates a bridge that can inspire curiosity, creativity, and maybe even a little desire to learn more.
That makes total sense. Math is everywhere. I bet kids would be more excited to learn math if they knew it could help them bake cookies or make the ideal pizza, right? Do you think schools should focus on those connections?
Definitely. By the end of our discussion today, I hope the listeners will see the importance of mathematics, especially differentiation, not just as a number-crunching endeavor, but as a fascinating way to solve real-life problems like food security and texture analysis.
I mean, who wouldn't want to eat their way through math, right? Laughs. This has been such a fun conversation. I can't wait to share this with my friends.